Welcome everybody. I'm Jane Flower from Greenbizz Communication, and welcome to you, Peter. Before we start talking about Project Greenbizz, and especially today about the Greenbizz research project, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, my name is Peter Lindgren. I'm a professor in multi-business model innovation and technology at Aarhus University BTech in Denmark. I'm also a vice president for CETIF Global Capital. That is a global organization, a non-profit that tries to bridge advanced technology to business.
Thank you very much. So we now know who you are. And Peter, the next thing is we are going to talk about what is Greenbizz. It's a big thing. And when you explain a little bit about that, could you also explain a little bit about this wonderful logo?
Yes. The Greenbizz is an EU-funded project that works under the umbrella of Interreg CASC EU fund, and it has three countries, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, that are involved. And the Greenbizz has a logo that is presented at this slide, which actually shows a greening of businesses, and in this case it's SMEs and startups that are in focus, where the goal is to transform 60 businesses, 45 SMEs, and 15 startups from a black or half black business model approach into green or hopefully more green business models. The logo is created by one lady from our team, and it illustrates, as you can see in the middle, the lower triangle is the business, and the upper triangle is the business model ecosystem. And on the left side, you have the to-be business models that we want to create. And on the right side, we have the as-is business models. In this case, the green business model that we want to operate both to value the businesses, but also the society.
So what we see in this wonderful logo is more or less the process in a startup and an SME from black energy to green energy, and the triangles in the middle demonstrate or show the research concepts on which this project is relying. Is that correct understood?
Yeah, the two triangles, if to take that first, is actually where the business meeting in the business model ecosystem that we comment on in another video. And it is in this interaction that we can create the green business models. Green business model is not just about green energy. It's also about a lot of other green business model parameters, as for example, changing from black energy to green energy. But it's also about changing use of materials, maybe reduction of materials in our business models, using a business model that has a lower impact on environment, not as much emission of CO2, It's also about reducing water, reducing pollution, but it's also about working together in different ways, for example, Quincy Helix and so on. And then last but not least, also focusing on the UN 17 world goals. However, in Greenbizz, we are particularly asked to focus on decreasing energy consumption and hiring to an increasing green energy compared to black, and then hopefully the impact will be a lower emission of CO2.
So in another video, we'll have a description of this more detail about this logo, and you also mentioned other things which we have videos for. So please go and take a look on our website and find the more learning videos. So what actually I would like to you to explain more detail, Peter, is that Greenbizz, the research background, but also what it really aims to do. What is the purpose?
Yeah, and the purpose of the Greenbizz projects is to help startups and SMEs to reduce the total energy consumption in the businesses with 10 to 15% overall, and then secondly convert to more renewable energy, green energy types. It can be solar, it can be biogas, it can be different types of energy, and increase this with 10 to 15% of the total energy consumption in the business. And then the effect of that could hopefully be a reduction of CO2 emission. And the way we work with it is we try to set up a green business model dashboard that would be able to continuously measure on the green business model parameters for the green business models, and measure how green the business and the business models actually are, and hopefully in real time.
So what you were explaining to me is that you, on the one side, you work together with companies to make them less black and more green, and not only a narrow sense of green, but a very wide sense of green. And the second thing is that you, the last one in the blue one, you on this screen, you have explained that you actually work with a dashboard. Could you explain a little bit more about the dashboard? What is the dashboard for this?
Yeah, so when we work with the business, it's very important that we can measure what is going on and how is greening progressing. So that could be in relation to reducing energy and consuming more green energy and so on all the green business parameters. But to do that, we need to innovate a dashboard which includes like an instrument board in a kind of a car or whatever, where it actually shows all the different green business model parameters, how they are they're progressing, and maybe also where we want them to progress. And this is one of the work packages in the Greenbizz project that we are doing this on.
Yes, as I have understood, the Greenbizz project have 5 work packages, and one of them is about the elaborating or developing this dashboard. So would you say that if I was a business owner, I could come to you and say, can you measure how green my business is. And then you have different parameters. It could be on CO2 or any other things. And then after 1 hour, 2 hours, then you can give me more or less a snapshot of my company, and or not company, my business. And then you could say afterwards, I think you should work on this or that to make it more green. Is that the perspective, or are you already there now?
No, certainly not. Right now, we are recruiting 60 businesses in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And at the moment, I think we are close to having half of them. About the measuring, it's different from one business to another. For example, we have an art museum, then we have a brewery, we have a restaurant, we have an electricity company or electrician company, and all of these are having different demands for measuring that we have to kind of fulfill and help them with in the dashboard. And they have different goals. And of course, when they want to invest in green business modeling, then they have to find out where to put best possible the investment in to get the highest, the fastest return on investment, and maybe also the highest efficiency on investment of the green business modeling.
So what I hear you say is that you are working on developing this dashboard, and it has to be done in collaboration with the companies or the business. We don't, as I have understood in another video you have made, that you actually don't use the word company, you don't use the word business, you use the word business, you don't use the word industry, you don't use the word market. So you have other terms for this, but this is in another video which can be seen on our website. So what is actually the target? Who are Greenbizz working with? Which kind of people are you focusing at?
So we have 3 target groups. Target group number 1 is SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses, and they can not have more than a turnover of 50 million euros, and employees, they cannot have more than 250. Then we have the startups, which has to have a CVR, but is typically under 5 years of lifetime. And the reason why we are working with the startups is that we have an approach that if we can build the startup as born green, then we don't have to clean up on a later perspective on these startup businesses. However, on the SMEs, we have to clean or change their as-is business models. Then we have a target group number 2, and that is consultants, organizations, projects, and municipalities that are focusing on green business modeling. And these we can help on knowledge and training to understand green business modeling. And then last but not least, we have a group of universities. We are already 3 universities, but we want to network and collaborate with other universities in the Nordic countries. And we have a goal of increasing the network with more than 7 universities. In the target group 1, we need to find and recruit 60 SMEs and startups, 15 startups, 35 SMEs. And in the consultant organization, project and municipality group, we don't have actually a limit.
Okay, so this is more or less an open arena or field for people who you would like to work together with. Could you just mention which kind of universities? What's the name of the 3 universities working together right now?
Yeah, so in Norway, we are working together with the University of and Högskolan in Østfold. Then in Sweden, we are working with Halmstad University, and then ourselves, Aarhus University.
Thank you. This sounds really interesting. And what are you actually doing? To be very precise, there's some
Yep.
icons showing what you are doing. Could you explain a little bit what are you actually doing?
Yes, so the Greenbizz project is divided up into 5 different work packages, and especially in work package 3, 4, and 5. We are working on some of these different areas shown on this slide. We are developing and mapping new green business models, green business models archetypes. We are developing and innovating these in collaboration with the SMEs and startups, and also the business consultants, as I mentioned before in the target group 1 and 2. Then we are innovating and developing new tools for green business model innovation. So we have made some green business labs where businesses of all kinds in target group 1, 2, 3, and more can enter and have and work with the different green business model tools. And in here they can innovate and develop and measure the green business models that they are working with. Then we have a work package, as actually a sub work package, where we are recruiting and entering into a new formalized collaboration. And as I mentioned, we are targeting 60 startups and SMEs across the national border. Hopefully we can, although we have the COVID-19, we can meet across the borders. Otherwise, we have placed more than 30 labs around these 3 countries, so that we can, and they are digitalized, so we can actually work together independent of the COVID-19. And then we aim at developing 15 new best practice cases, including videos, and we are also aiming at developing several research articles on green business modeling, reports. We have seminars, we have workshops, we have courses on different levels. We have conferences, both physical and virtual, and we have several workshops. And then finally, but not least, we are developing together a new master level program on green business modeling. And we hope that we can also make some green business model innovation camps together with different businesses in and having business and researchers and students to join in these challenge that would last for at least 2 to 3 days.
And all this is taking place from now. The Greenbizz project started last September in 2020 and will finish by the end of 22. Is that correct?
Actually, the project Greenbizz started 1st March 2020 and it ends at 13th of September 2022.
Okay, and it ends by a big conference, you have told me.
Yes, we have a large conference in Denmark, Herning, and it will be under the umbrella of WPMC 2022, and we will expect to have about 800 up to 1,000 participants in this large conference.
So this is please take a look on our website if you want to stay in contact with all the information about the conferences, workshops, camps, education, whatever we are doing. So just to sum up, you have already talked about it. It's a Nordic project. It's funded by the EU collaboration. And Peter, how actually, when we see this on the screen, how did it make work? How did you find each other, the 3 universities? And I can also see that the Norwegian state have funded, and also how did you find each other? Just a few words about that.
Yes, Aarhus University found the university or Højskolen i Østfold in another EU Interreg CASC program called Biogas 2020, where we also participated. And then we actually joined originally with the University of Chalmers, but they had to leave the project, and we were successful on recruiting another university in Sweden called Halmstad University through some networks that we have. So right now, the Greenbizz project consists of these 3 core partners.
Interesting. So we look forward to see all the results and all the activities during the next 1.5 years. And as you can see here on the map, you can see we cross borders, and this is another triangle, like the concept of the whole research, which is based on triangles in the ecosystem model, business model ecosystem. And if you want to follow us, you can join us on the different social medias. Please look at the address here. And also you can contact Peter directly or me myself, and if you send me an email, I'll distribute it to the relevant person. So thank you very much, Peter, and thank you to everybody.
Thank you.